Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Surfcal. This is Dota Underlords. I'm messing around a little bit with different games here. This is a game that I've been playing casually for the last couple of weeks. It hasn't been out terribly long. This is not going to be a serious strategy video or anything like that. I just want to show off a little bit of gameplay, talk a little bit about what the game is, and hopefully encourage some other people to give it a try. So this is going to be a real casual video. We're going to go against we're going to play against bots because, you know what? Let's go easy. I haven't actually done anything against bots this entire time, so I'm hoping this feels really good. And it will be a nice clean game. So the basic premise of this game is that you are recruiting units out of the top bar here and managing gold. We're going to go ahead and grab Bloodseeker because he's one of the guys I like. So these little icons here are called alliances. You put your guys on your half of the map. The bad guys are going to show up on the top half of the map. You randomly get paired against one of the other teams. Every X number of rounds are against neutral units that will let you acquire items. You get gold as you progress. In this case, so we get to choose between 3 random items. I'm actually going to go with Blightstone because it pairs well with Bloodseeker. If you get 3 of a unit, you'll upgrade it to the next level. So we're going to grab another Bloodseeker for later. And I think I'm going to grab a Tusk. Now, there's no synergies available yet. You can see here, again, these are the called alliances. If you get more than 1 unit of the same alliance, you start getting bonuses. Like in this case, it says if you have 2 humans, human units get a chance to silence targets. Savage, all allies get 10% attack bonus. I forgot to equip the item also. In between rounds, it'll show your completion on alliances over to the side. We're going to go ahead and grab Breach of the Martyr. There's our 3rd Bloodseeker. That's a good start. And let's grab a Pudge. I'm actually going to sell the Tusk and grab a Draw Ranger so we can get an Undead bonus. Undead synergy. So like I said, the first 3 rounds here are going to be against these neutral units to get items and kind of establish what you're doing. Heartless, not undead, sorry. All enemies suffer -5 armor, so we're going to weaken units. We've got a level 2 Bloodseeker because we acquired 3 of them. If we want to get it to level 3, we now need to get 3 level 2s, which is really tricky. Oh, hey, that actually works really well with what we're doing, or what we have so far. Human units count as Heartless, so that means that our Bloodseeker now counts as a 3rd Heartless Alliance unit. We don't see anything good that matches our synergies. You can see here at the bottom that Sand King is an assassin, so he has a synergy. It gives us that indicator. We have the option to re-roll, but it costs 2 gold, and we don't want to keep spending gold on re-rolls. And then we can also pay 5 to level, or to get 4 XP towards a level. Every level allows you to recruit more high-tier units, has more of them show up in the shop, and it also lets you put more units on the field. That was the first round against an actual opponent. It went really well up here. So now we have options. We can start building more Bloodseekers. We could build more Draw Rangers, or we can grab this Abaddon.
At least you're smart enough not to.
We're gonna grab Abaddon. It's gonna up our Heartless. We're gonna grab the other 2. The other option is every 10 gold you have in your bank becomes interest. So you get 1 interest for every 10. Apparently these easy units may be very easy. Okay, so they teleport, or they've got assassins which tend to teleport towards the back. So they killed our drow, but they tend to be pretty weak against melee. So stronger defensive units are going to be good against them. We're going to move this over. I didn't even mention mana. So not all units have mana. This guy only has a passive ability, so he doesn't have mana. His passive ability is he keeps taking damage, but every time he gets a kill, he gets health back. And he attacks faster the more damage he's taken. So it's a very good aggressive unit. Allies next to the drow gain attack speed. We're not getting any bonuses from that right now. She's mostly just contributing to the overall feel of the overall alliance, getting that level 4 heartless, so they take a 10 armor penalty. I realistically probably should move her up here so that if there's a front line, they're not going to take anything, or they're going to get the benefit from it. Mana you gain from attacking and from taking damage. I'm gonna sell this Bloodseeker for now, because we've seen lots of people with Bloodseekers, which means they're gonna be harder to find. Everybody's kind of drafting out of the same pool, so if we see other people with units, it's gonna be harder for us to get those same units. That also bumps us up to 20, which if we start the round at 20, we're gonna get 2 gold as interest, which is good.
Still have plenty of arrows left.
So right now we're gaining 1 XP per round just from completing it. We're getting a bunch of gold. We're trying to build up and possibly look at a second alliance here to tap into for next round, which knights are a pretty solid alliance here. It'll go with our this guy, and it'll give us a stronger front line. So we're gonna grab a Chaos Knight. So as I was saying, mana is from attacking and defending. And it lets you trigger your special ability, that may be. Pudge gets a hook attack that he can pull a unit closer to him. Abaddon creates a shield that absorbs a little bit of damage from an ally, or for an ally, defends an ally, and then when it finishes, it bursts and does damage to all enemies adjacent. I don't feel like we need to spend a bunch of money right now, so we're going to keep writing this. We have a really good setup. I'm going to real quick, while this, so we can watch this battle, but if you click on them, you can actually see kind of what the other units are. You can also switch over to watch what your opponents are doing. So if I wanted to see what other people have, we can do that. First intermission. This is going to be another.
There's no one I can't hunt.
This is going to be another neutral round. You start to get the feel for where those are as you play. I mean, I guess we could go hunters as a secondary, unless we get a bunch more undead. So we'll grab that. You can always sell units back. And the level 1 units, there's no loss for having them purchased. So as long as you don't dip your gold total down to the point where you'd lose interest, you're fine in that regard. But yeah, you can spy on other people basically. You can flip through. And the nice thing with that is if you are watching, or when you check them out, you can see what units they have. So you can decide. None of those are great for us right now. I'm gonna grab the Ocarina Essence for later and hope that we find somewhere to use it. Actually, we'll go put that on here. Both of those are pretty good on either of those. So there's only a set number of units. The pool isn't that big, so if it feels like I'm moving fairly quickly here as far as picking units, it's because I already know what each of these do. Like Abaddon, you can see here, he's a higher armor, so he's a very good frontliner. Pudge has a lot of hit points. Technically, I should probably move Abaddon to the middle of the front line, so he's more likely to take 2 hits, or take extra hits instead of the Chaos Knight. Rangers are fairly, okay. Well, if we're going for Knight sub, let's grab a Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight's very powerful. Actually, I'm gonna swap him in place of that Chaos Knight. I think he's gonna be stronger, and he also has 10 armor, which is good. I'm gonna grab Puck. So one of the tricks here is, once a round starts, that interest level's locked in, so we could technically start scrolling through here. Or we can pay that 5 to get 4 XP, so that we'll get the interest still, but we'll be able to level up automatically at the end of the next round when we get that XP for completing it. I grabbed this Puck because that'll give us Dragon Synergy. Dragons are unique in that their bonus is that it unlocks a second ability for them, which turns, in this case, the Dragon Knight into a dragon. Like, he literally turns into a dragon. We have a lot of money, so I may bump our level here, because we're wrecking everything. Maybe easy was a bad choice, but it does show off the game pretty well. And I'll stop and talk about some of the other units here. Yeah, I'm just going to spend and grab that next tier, so we can put the Chaos Knight back in. So that gives us 3 knights. It doesn't actually give us a tier, so normally I wouldn't do that, but I want to refill my front line. Even though Dragon Knight's still a really good frontliner, he has a ranged attack now, so I'm putting him next to the Drow, so he gets that precision aura bonus. And we're still sitting at plenty of life. I didn't really talk about demons either. So demons get a damage bonus if you only have 1 demon. So having Chaos Knight, he's going to do more damage. May have noticed I'm switching back and forth here between, so my items are the bottom tier. Top one shows alliances. The middle one is stats, so you can flip through DPS, damage taken, healing, kills. So we're gonna grab a Chaos Knight. So this is kind of a weird one. This is another neutral round. We're gonna switch our front and back lines. You'll see why in a second. I'm actually gonna grab a Viper and swap with the Puck. And the reason I did that is because I have another assassin. So potentially we're going to be getting assassin synergies. But yeah, you can watch your stats as you go here. You can see Dragon Knight is very, very high damage. Bloodseeker's pretty high damage. That Drow Ranger is just putting out a lot of DPS. The other characters are probably going to have a much higher damage taken. Okay. So Aegis the Immortal basically gives you an extra round if you were to die. Force Staff, probably actually what we want to take here. And we'll put that on the Drow Ranger. Oh, I guess I should probably like mention how you win. So the game keeps going round by round like this, and whenever you lose, you take damage based on the number of stars that the other team has remaining. So if you kill all but one unit, you only take one damage. So I'm actually going to switch over here so we can watch one of these other units, or one of these other fights. Let's hope I'm going to see if this guy loses. I want to find a... Okay. There we go. So he's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. And we're going to see here at the top, or at least 5 damage. There's also a bonus for rounds, as far as that goes. You get extra gold for winning streaks and losing streaks. I feel like we should probably just spend some more money here, because we're very, very high. Sure, we'll grab Omni Knight. Omni Knight is healing, or has healing powers. Human and Knight. He's listed as Heartless because we have that Fall from Grace item.
We're not a bad team, are we?
Well, no. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep flipping through here and look for more stuff that could contribute to our builds. We do have 2 assassins right now, so getting a 3rd would be good. Phantom Assassin's decent, but a level 1 isn't going to do us a ton of good, and I don't think we have any other synergies with it right now.
I'll
just grab it. Normally my gold totals are going to be sitting around like 30 to 40 is about where I aim for. So the fact that I'm sitting at 90 makes me feel like we're not having to try very hard. Mostly because this is normally really not this easy. I don't think I've ever had an undefeated run this long. So now we've got a 2nd row Ranger 2, so we just need a 3rd one to get that level 3. Units cap out at level 3. So right now we're just kind of looking for getting these guys upgraded to 2 stars. So it's okay to spend a bit of gold because we're so abundantly wealthy right now. Slark's actually one of my favorite units, so I think I'm going to get rid of that Phantom Assassin and do Slark instead. That was Kunkka's ability, which is one of the units the opponent has. Actually, here, I'm going to pop over. Bears? Okay. Okay. That's not what I was trying to do.
Put me on the field and I'll do the rest.
Okay, so we're gonna wait till this triggers so we get that full bonus and get this up to level 8. So we only need 1 more XP, so it's gonna trigger at the end of the round. The Omni Knight. Slark or a 2nd Slark. So if we want to go assassins, we've got that option. We're already sitting at 5 out of 6 Heartless. Let's see. We don't have any shamans, we don't have any scaled, so we'll grab an Eye of Scotty. We can put another unit out because we leveled up. So that'll make room on the bench for this Pudge. Got this Eye of Scotty, which we'll put on. Actually, let's put it here. So Viper has a really high attack rate, so this slows enemies on attack is really powerful, potentially for as a defensive tool also. There's a third Viper. We already have a level 2 Chaos Knight, so I'm not gonna start buying up stuff to make a 3 because it takes up a lot of real estate. Never mind. There's a third Abaton, there's a third Pudge, and there's a Lich. Lich is a level 5 unit. They're very powerful. We're already at 6 Heartless, so we could honestly switch out something else if we wanted to. But we have a really strong front line, so I may even take like Pudge out because he's a bag of hit points, but he doesn't have any armor, and he's not a knight. So I think I'm gonna pull him back to the bench and do this. Grab these 2 Omni Knights. We can start building a 3 because we found 2 of them right next to each other. Chances are we'll eventually get a third. Why? Easy may have been a mistake. I'll still put it up, but this is ridiculous. I'm just gonna go crazy so I can throw this in and get that assassin bonus. Technically, this guy teleports around, so he's not actually standing next to her anyway. Do that. I'll get ready to swap the brooch over here and put the ability cooldown on the Lich because his abilities are very, very powerful as a level 5. Most level 5s tend to have very strong abilities if they can trigger them. So this one does damage to a bunch of enemies. It bounces around. Second Lich, sure. We're back down to a more relatively reasonable gold. I almost feel like the game's like handing me stuff at this point with all the luck I've had. You never get this lucky with unit pulls. Oh, this is 25, so it's another neutral round. The neutral rounds are always the same. So you can, like the Dog and Pony show one with the wolves, they always jump over you, which is why I switched my front and back line units. So they would jump over my units and then be in my front line. If you forget to switch them, it's real easy to die there, or with that sometimes. We're gonna go Sacred Relic and put that on Slark. Slark has a very, very high attack rate, which is why I like him. So you can put things like those bonuses and get a bunch of extra damage off. Also, with the 6 Heartless we've got, all enemy units are taking a -20 to their armor. So he's basically going to just tear through them like paper. You can see here the different colors. The kind of the green is physical damage, the kind of bluish is magic damage, and then there's a third color, purple, if you have items that do damage. So neat because you can see all the different ways they're actually getting their damage across, planning out items and such. don't feel like... At this point, we're just looking to pair off the rest of the stuff we've already got. Make our level 3 or a level 2 Lich. So, making progress on Bloodseeker. Sure, level 2 Lich. Surprised nobody's been eliminated yet. I guess they must be winning against each other or something. Here I was thinking Easy was going to make it go faster, but I wasn't thinking about that. Wait until the round starts before we start refreshing. Let's get our Dragon Knight potentially up. We'll wait. Since I don't think I mentioned it, you don't actually fight directly against opponents. They fight, or you fight a copy of their army, basically. So the outcome of their round is not necessarily the same as the outcome of ours. They have a separate fight against maybe not even you. Kunkka, I mentioned earlier, is the guy with the boat. He has a very big flashy animation, which is kind of neat. Also, since I didn't really draw attention to it, now that we have, or when we get that second dragon, he actually turns into a dragon and has a ranged attack, whereas before he started out as just a dude. It's very powerful. Big dinos, big rewards on round 30. This is another neutral round. Guess we'll just flip through here, see if we find anything. Dragon Knight. We're 2 away on Omni Knight, 2 away on the Drow. These guys hit really, really hard, but we've gotten 4 Knights, which Knights, I don't think I mentioned, get a damage reduction that is increased if they're around near each other. In addition to equipable items, there are these passive bonuses. We're gonna go, let's just go. So like that's our Fall from Grace is one of them. Actually, let's put this on him, because that'll give him health regen to counteract his health loss. And then we'll give the Blightstone. Let's get the Blightstone here. And we'll give this on our front line, which realistically should actually be on Chaos Knight. But need to get on something. So the fact that these guys have so many ones is because they're on easy. Straight up. Everybody at this point should have mostly 2s, maybe, and some 3s. This is really ridiculous as far as the enemies we're fighting. First person got eliminated. We're probably not going to be able to get a 3 on Viper or Dragon Knight, so we'll go ahead and just keep going. I'm basically looking for something we already have these extra 2 of already. When you get towards the end of the game and you have a good base, you're a lot more free to just flip through, looking for the pieces you're missing. You don't want to spend all of your money, but if you, I mean, like at this point, we are really like, I don't feel like this is unreasonable at this point. We're grabbing that for the scaled bonus. All of our allies are getting an extra 30% magic resistance now, which stacks with Ignite bonus. So they're taking even less damage from the enemies that were tearing apart like they're made of paper because of the armor penalties. And yeah. So I think at this point, I'm just gonna let a couple rounds go by without really caring too much. Pull up this season info page to talk about the alliances a bit more. So you can see there's a lot of different options here as far as what you can do. Assassins, and the information pages on this are really good. So you can see what you've got. So assassins give you critical hit chances. Bloodbound, there's only 2 here. When one dies, the other one doubles in power. There is an item that lets you create another guy with Bloodbound. Brawny is just HP bonuses. There's not a ton of them, but they're pretty good. Deadeye, again, just a pair. When you have both of them, they, instead of starting with the nearest unit, they target the lowest health and just target them down. So it's really good for fighting against casters. Demons, like I said, you basically, generally you just want one to get that damage bonus, unless you have the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter, if you have level 1 Demon Hunter, just cancels out their demons. Level 2 lets all of your demons get that bonus. You basically have demon wranglers. Dragons, we already talked about. Druids let you level up your lowest level unit. Elusive gives you dodge bonuses. Heartless is the armor penetration. Humans are silence chance. Hunters, double attack. Inventors get regeneration. Knights get resistances. Mage gets, it's kind of like the undead. It negates their resistances. Primordial is, they're kind of weird. They cancel out enemy attackers temporarily. Savages attack bonuses, magic resistance bonuses from scaled. Scrappy is actually really weird. So the first tier you only get armor, or one of your units gets this bonus randomly, which is a really strong bonus, but is it's one unit randomly, so you could get armor bonus on your backline archer and it does nothing until the end of the fight when it's the one archer left. Or it could be but if you get all 6 of them, then you get this bonus, and then all of them get the bonus, and it's very powerful. Shaman, kind of weird. Drains their mana if they have negative status on them. Trolls get attack speed for themselves and then for allies after you have enough. Warlock gives like a lifelink thing when they cast spells, so both themselves and an ally can get healing. And Warrior just gets armor bonuses if you have enough. Did it seriously pause? No. Okay, good. Oh wait, no it did. Great. I was intentionally trying to let it run in the background so we didn't... Yeah. I would not have pulled that season info up if I knew it was going to make it take a while. Okay. So these are going to go... They're starting to go down pretty quickly now. 35 is another Ooh. Second Medusa. 35 is going to be another neutral round. You can see we're getting a lot less gold generation because we killed our economy here. But considering our enemies aren't even upgrading units, yeah. I think we're gonna go with Vicious Intent just to make it go fast. I normally don't take Vicious Intent unless I'm playing Summoners. So this one is each of my units is going to do an additional damage to them. So it's going to make the game end faster. Normally when I take that, like I said, I'm using it with summons. Which summons are exactly what it sounds like. You get units. The units, like Venomancer here. We'll see if you actually get to see it. Nope. Went too fast. So Venomancer, or some of the druids, and the Beastmaster, Lycan, are all summoners. And basically what that means is they pull other units out to fight alongside them instead of just fighting themselves. There's our 3. As you can see, he got a little bigger there. He's actually even more powerful, lots of hit points, more damage. Yeah. Vicious Intent makes it so your summoned units all deal that same damage. As well as your starred units all do one more. So now that we're one-on-one, typically what I like to do is flip over, see what their layout is, and see if there's anything I can do to specifically counter it. Like if they're all piled up on the left corner, maybe we go to the right corner with our ranged units so they have further to go. Stuff like that. In this case, it really doesn't matter. They have a bunch of level 1s that they didn't upgrade at all, and we have quite frankly, one of the most powerful armies I've actually managed to put together while playing this game. Like, there's a lot of really nasty synergy there. And they're knocked out. Okay. So, it's kind of an idea of what the game plays like. Let's go back to... So, there's a decent number of units. Most of the stuff you're going to see are these first couple tiers. For most of the game, these are the ones you're going to get leveled up to 3. One of the big tricks that I've had to learn is you really have to go with whatever it throws you. You can't lock yourself into a mindset and say, well, I took unstable reactor, so I have to do inventors. If you don't get good inventors, if nothing comes up, don't be afraid to switch to something else. It's more important to get a cohesive team and to get your stars up than it is to necessarily get perfect synergies. Also, don't be afraid to hit more than one alliance, because like one of my starting out with Heartless, it was like, okay, well, what goes with Heartless? And from there you can say, okay, well, if I get a bunch of hunters up, maybe I want to do hunters and Heartless so that I can hit that that's actually a really good combination. It does a lot of damage. It lowers their armor, and then it gives you a chance to do extra attacks. That's a really strong combination. In this case, we went knights, because knights were what we were getting. And that's really what it comes down to. You get what you get. We could have gone warrior, but we went with knights instead. We could have gone with mages, which Lich is a mage. And then we went assassins because we got that ability to turn our humans into heartless. So we already had this one. It worked out. I happen to like Slark a lot. It kind of just melts things. If you're just starting out, druids seem like a really good way to go from what I've seen, just because of the fact that they get that automatic level up to whatever the lowest one is. If you have one enchantress and one nature's prophet, which is the tier 2 one of them is going to be a 2-star every round. Now it's random which one it is. The other trick with it is once you get one of them up to 2, then that second one is always going to be a 2 also, even if you just get 1. So you can save yourself a lot of bench space up for upgrades, because you really only have to level up one of them at a time. Especially if you just have 2 of them. Like, I love getting Enchantress up to 3, and then just rotating out. Like, I start with a Nature's Prophet, and then once I get a Lone Druid, which is the tier 4 one, swap it out. Stuff like that. Yeah. That's Underlords. I kind of want to do a real game to show off, like, an actual challenging round of gameplay. But I feel like this video is already long enough. So, hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, check out the other content on my channel. Feel free to leave a comment, like and subscribe, all that good jazz. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.